Hello everybody, this is the Retro Bear. Yes, remember me, I'm here every now and again, occasionally, welcoming you back to the gaming pantry for a pickups video, a little bit of an update and some other crap thrown in at the same time as well. And as you may gather, this being my only pickups video for September, it's been a barren old month out there. It certainly has been. Anyway, welcome aboard. If you are here for the first time, thank you very much indeed for tuning in. If you are a returning visitor, thank you very much indeed once again for sending me your support and precious minutes that you have left of your life watching this inane drivel. Before we get this started, what have we got here? We got it may not do anything this game. I've got absolutely no idea if it will do or not. Pac-Man Championship DX on the PlayStation 3, which I've been hammering. A game which there will be some videos on about very, very shortly. I've rediscovered this game 10 years on and been trying to beat some of my old high scores, so hopefully that'll make a nice little video. If I could actually find a way of recording, well, I've managed to find a way of recording it because I've got a splitter for it which will take out the HD copyright protection, but it's very, very, what's the word, pedantic or particular, I don't know, depends what day of the week it is, and sometimes I can get a sound off it and sometimes I can't. And last night, while attempting to break a couple of my own scores, it failed to do so, which was a bit of a shame. So that may just do that in the background for now, which is good because this isn't going to be a particularly long video, you know. Just admire Pac-Man there. But if I don't know if you can still get this. I mean, I see it says 2010. You may not probably able to see that on the old screen there. But 2010 was when I downloaded it. I very rarely download games, hardly ever at all, if. And wow, I mean, this was I just really enjoyed playing this. I got really quite good at it, which is unusual for me because I'm usually rubbish at these sort of things, and it surprises people when I actually turn around and say, "Oh, I played that. I'm quite good at that." And because I haven't got it set up, I'm going to try and get the Wi-Fi sorted out and all this in here. I'd like to get my scores back onto the leaderboards because at one point I was sort of in the top sort of 3,000 or so on some of the courses. Not all of them, mind. I wasn't all that good at most of them, but some of them was. I got some quite good scores, so I was quite impressed with that. So I was hoping I could beat them. In the meantime, 10 years later, everybody's got a lot better than I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out. I'm waffling. So what are we going to do in this video? We've got some pickups. Yes, we have got some pickups. Not many, but we have some pickups. We got some shout-outs, which is good for a change. A couple of interesting tidbits, if you pardon the expression. And that's about it, really. Yeah, this is not a huge amount. I haven't been doing a lot, you know what I mean? It's if you don't do an awful lot, you can't sort of put videos out, and you know, I don't want to be sitting here rambling on for 45 minutes when I ain't really got an awful lot to say. That's never stopped me before, though, has it? I don't know. So what are we going to do? Let's just do updates at the moment. What are we doing? Well, like I said, I've been playing a lot of this. I put the Xbox. I've got the PlayStation 3 out now, which is great because I haven't played on PlayStation 3 for ages, so I've been rediscovering that. Although I do need some new controllers. The controllers I've got, although Mrs. Bear's getting a bit of a clean and a tidy up, they are a bit on the loose side. I don't know if it might be my reactions, I don't know, because when you're playing a game like that, you need good reactions, and it might just be my age catching up with me. I mentioned it before, hundreds of times before. So whether or not that's a result of that, but I've got the PlayStation 3 out again, and I haven't got off this game yet. I've been trying to get some other games out, and I haven't got off this yet. So one day in the future, I will do. I'll play some of the other stuff. So that's why I haven't really done an awful lot. So we've got, what have we got? Podcast has been going up. We're back to every 2 weeks now. Last couple of episodes really been fun to do. We've got 24 coming up, which is next weekend, first weekend in October, and then 25. So I need to speak to the guys and see if we want to do something a bit special for episode 25. Because we did something a bit special for episode 10, and it was a bit of a disaster. So there's too many of us on the camera at the same time. So the idea is for 25 we'll try and do something a bit different. What else? Barely Played. Yes, I've recorded some footage of Barely Played. I'll hopefully recording some of this. There'll be some other stuff going up as well. A couple of 360 games I've recorded before I put the 360 away, so I'm going to do some videos on that. Desert Island Games. By the time this goes out, I'm recording this after I've uploaded it. If that makes any sense at all. Had an opportunity to sit down and spend 4 hours chatting away with Pete at SNES-tastic, who I know a lot of you will know from years gone by. He's been doing this for forever, it seems. No, not forever. It seems like makes him old. He's actually younger than I am. I think he's a couple of years younger than me. think everybody's younger than me on YouTube. Or they're all using incredibly good aging medicine, non-aging medicine, which I don't seem to be getting any of. So I sat down with Pete for about 4 hours on Monday night, which would have been the 21st of September, I think it was, and we were just talking through his... So you've never heard Desert Island Games before. It's a YouTuber or somebody who's in gaming who comes on and talks about their gaming life. 6 of their favourite games they want to take to Desert Island, plus one game they want to put some more time into, and one game they don't particularly like at all, in the slightest. And we just talk rubbish, and I think everybody's done a fair bit of time on it. So I've also got a couple of those lined up as well, some interesting, exciting names on that as well to go. So I was really pleased because Pete actually got in contact with me via Time Warp James, who was my 4th episode. And James sort of said, "Oh, I've got something interesting in doing that for you." So, and I was chuffed to find out it was Pete. And like I said, Pete's a well-known name in the community. So we had a lot of fun, and hopefully that'll be the start of doing something together again maybe in the future. I don't know. It'll be fantastic if we could do something, because it was just great to talk to it. And I think talk about stuff. And I think had we had more time, we probably would have gone even further. But that's a problem with these conversations. You just start going. And with a few technical problems, as there always are. Once we have ironed out the technical problems, I think we started recording about 8:15 and we finished just on the stroke of midnight before I turned into a pumpkin. So it's very, very interesting. But yeah, so that's gone out, and then the second one will go out after this probably, if I can remember to do it. I don't know. It's one of those. And I had the pleasure, it's an interesting one, I had the pleasure of being on a channel week last Saturday, and I'll get to that because I want to give the guy a shout out in a bit. Someone actually said, "Oh, would you want to come on and be interviewed by me?" And I thought, well, this is great. What a fantastic idea, because I've done it once before, so it's nice to go on. And I know I've done it twice before. I did a really long interview about January, February 2019 with Retro Dude. Then Danestra had me on during lockdown, and now LKG, the channel, Little Kong Gaming, or I'll give a shout out to a bit later. He just sort of contacted me out of the blue and said, would I be interested in going on? So we had a conversation for a couple of hours, not just Saturday just gone, but the Saturday before, about the 19th, I think it was, of September. And a few people called into the chat, so thanks to everybody who turned up for that. I think it was Pete Fighter, Gernaldinho, Mrs. Bear, and a couple of other people called in as well, whose names escape me at the moment. I've just been trying to write it all down. But there is I've put the link to that video in my special events. I'll stick a link in this description as well. Just say if anybody hasn't seen it, you can go and cross. I've been doing things like that. So I did that Who Wants to Be a Retro Millionaire quiz, and I've just done this really nice interview. And it was nice to be sitting on the other end of it, people asking me questions. It was great, and a few people popped in and asked some really fantastic questions as well. So great night that was. Really enjoyed doing it, and hopefully a few people will pop across and have a look at that. So that's that. Yeah, that's about it really. And then the pickups, which is just completely non-existent, which we'll segue into very, very shortly. What else we've been doing? Oh, shout-outs. Yes, shout-outs. Must do some shout-outs. I've just written notes down. I'm getting to that age where I have to write everything down. I never thought you have to get to that point where you start doing things. It's like admitting your own infallibility. Does that make any sense? See if I can drink it. It's very warm in here today. I say it's warm because we've had a very sort of cold end to the week here in the UK, if you are watching abroad. And temperatures are sort of not plummeted, but they've fallen quite a way. We've got quite a cold northerly wind coming in. I should need a weather map to do this really, but I'm not going to, because that would just be too poncy. So yes, it's been rather cold here the last few days. So eventually, I think last night we popped the heating on because it was getting a bit nippy. And we put it on again today because it was getting a bit cold this morning. So we thought we'll put it on for a bit. And of course, I'll come up to the pantry, shut the door. Of course, I've now got the problem with the sun blaring in at this time of the afternoon. So I close the curtains, put all the artificial light on. And by the time I'm doing that, because I've got the heating on the radiator, and it's like 40 degrees in here or something daft like that. It's not quite tooty levels of heat, but it's not far off it, put it that way. So yeah, there's a few problems with the heat radiators as well. 2 of the radiators aren't coming on fully, And of course, one of the radiators that is coming on fully is the one in the gaming pantry. So I've got the heat from the lights, I've got the heat from this television behind me, I've got the heat from the sun coming through the curtains, and I've got the heat from the radiator under the table. So if I sort of pass out at some point, start sweating profusely, don't worry, I'm not having a heart attack. It's just very warm in here. Right, what was I talking about? Shout-outs, that was it, yeah. So what else we got? So yeah, I've had a bit of time to sit down with some, go through some channels. I haven't done this for ages. What I like to do with this shout out is always go through, try and find new channels who I haven't come across before, or other people may have recommended to me and have a quick look at. And the idea is to just, sort of, I say, well, yeah, give them a watch and see what I like, make a few comments. If people respond, that's great, because I know there's some communication there, so very worthy of sort of giving them a shout out. So first of all, I will say Little Con Gaming. Great pleasure to be on his channel. Turns out he lives about 4 miles away from where I do. It's amazing, isn't it? It's you find these people dotted around which are so close. I think he must be now about the 6th YouTuber I know of, sort of on a basis where I'm talking to people who live quite close, which is remarkable, really. It's nice. It's nice because that it makes it more and more of a community, because you're actually in the community with other people from the community. A lot of community. But that's how it is. So, LKG, Little Con Gaming, does some pickups, doing some playthrough on the Avengers game. I don't know if you've got the new Avengers game for PlayStation 4 and Xbox, I think, Xbox One. Doing a few playthroughs, now some streams as well. Does all sorts of different things. Go across and have a look. Yeah, nice guy. Right, it's a channel I found a few weeks ago and sort of got watching a few videos, and then he popped up into the stream I was doing with LKG, and it's a channel called It's Much More. It is much more. He's doing some Windows 8 gameplays on all the Sega racing games at the moment, so Daytona, Rally Championship, Touring Car Championship, and they're great fun to watch. Again, lots of great stuff like that on his channel as well. He has some really good questions while I was in the chat, which was nice. So yeah, pop along. It's Much More. Go and have a look at that one. Got quite a few decent subscription levels, so I'm sure could always do with a few more if you got it. Let's pop across the pond to the United States, I think anyway, because I've said this before with people with a North American say twang to their speaking, and I've sort of miscued America for Canada, which is like, you just can't do something like that. It's like calling someone from New Zealand and Australia, and you just don't do that. So hopefully, if I remember she's from America, it's Harley Q's Playtime. Now, it's not the sort of channel you might be thinking. No, it's game related. Harley Q's Playtime. I think quite a few of us will relate to it because she does collect on a budget. She hasn't got sort of the size of room to do things like that, but she does interesting sort of videos, like what it's like to game on a budget, where best to do, try and find games from, and then she's done done a video on a Dreamcast and some other bits and pieces. So again, just starting up really, getting a foot in on YouTube. Really sort of nice commentary, very personable, really nice. Nice girl to talk to. So yeah, pop along and have a look at that one. That's Harley Q's Playtime. And then this one sort of confused me a little bit, because I got to know this guy through a different name, which was Stone Cold Slasher Gaming. That's scary, isn't it, really? So if that wasn't scary enough, he's now changed his name to Geordie Slasher Gaming. Only joking, Mark. I've popped found Mark's channel again. I think must have been just through searching a few weeks back. And I can see quite a few people I know already sort of comment on that. So if you already comment on his channel, then you'll be aware of this one. But again, what a nice guy he is. Collects some all sorts of different stuff, like myself, sort of bit random, but some good stuff. Not good stuff, not crap, good stuff. He picks some really good stuff up, and just a nice, personable, warm guy, and hopefully he'll come on and do a Desert Island Games in the future as well, because he has expressed an interest in doing that, which would be fantastic. So and he's popped in the podcast a couple of times as well, just to comment on the live chat. So if you don't know Geordie Slasher Gaming, go across and have a look. So your 4 channels this episode to go and have a look at: LKG, which is Little Con Gaming, It's Much More, Harley Q's Playtime, and Geordie Slasher Gaming. There we go. So Retro Bear recommendations, as always. Go across and tell them the Retro Bear sent you, because they'll have no idea what you're talking about. I always throw that in. notes there for another video, which I'm filming shortly afterwards. Right then, so shall we get on to the business of the day, which is pickups. My God, what a barren, featureless wasteland it is out there. And I'm not looking at the back of a map. It's been a really difficult one. It's not as if I haven't been anywhere in September. Last video I posted was probably into September, which was the bank holiday Sunday I did with RetroKit, Rollercore and Planet Retro. Which for those of you who watched that have been very, very kind with the comments and remarked what a good day it was. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. It was a great video to put together. It was a good day out. Hopefully we'll do it again very soon. In fact, we were hopeful Eddie was coming down yesterday, but unfortunately he's not. He's coming down tomorrow now, and I should be at work. So that's that. I'll get to that bit. But yeah, I've been out. I don't think I went out. I don't remember if I went out last weekend or not. I don't know. Where are we recording today? 25th, 26th, 27th of September. So I picked up some stuff on the 19th of September, but the 2 weekends before that, I didn't get anything at all. And it's I just don't see it now. I just do not see it. I more or less go one place, and if I don't get any joy there, then I think, you know what, I'm just going to go home and spend the rest of the day doing something else. So it's been a bit of a tricky time, and again, it's finding. It's a lot of the same stuff I'm coming across each time. I'm trying to vary myself, but I don't want to go too far. Obviously, we've got this bloody COVID situation still going on. And I'm sort of nervous about going a bit further afield. You've got the added sort of bonus of having to wear a mask, gelling your hands everywhere you go, making sure you're staying away from other people and all this business. And it makes it more and more harder, and it sort of gets you down. And I don't know. And every single charity shop I seem to go in has got a sign outside saying no more donations. We're not taking any more donations. So if you walk in there, it's the same stuff they've got in. Occasionally they will rotate it. I've seen other people's videos and they rotate stock round, and you know, some people have done incredibly well out of this. I've not. But then again, from my point of view, it's not a bad thing really, because I've got nowhere to put anything. So you know, my sort of epiphany halfway through the middle of August is not to buy everything I see. Is working, because I'm not. Having said that, if I didn't have that epiphany, I'd probably be even more depressed, because the stuff I'm seeing is the stuff I've already got. I mean, how many times can you see FIFA 13 on the Xbox 360? Flipping heck. Absolute joke, it really has been. So, irony of ironies, I was checking CEX stock before I went out on Saturday this week, and just seeing if anybody had got any sort of stuff come in. And I noticed that a CEX I went to last Saturday, which was the 19th, where they didn't have any retro stuff. You'd seen a flood of Master System and SNES games arrived over the course of the last week or so, because all of a sudden they got stock of them. Now, whether somebody's bought them in and traded, or whether just, you know, someone just sort of dumped them there, they've been taken back because there's something wrong with them or whatever, and they've taken them in, I don't know. But that's really infuriating, because the weekend before I was like, I ain't got anything apart from 2 games I'm going to show you in a second. And then find out the Friday before I'm due to go somewhere else on the Saturday, the 26th. They've all this great stuff on the Master System I haven't got has come into stock, like Spider-Man, and there's not, you know, not an uncommon, not, you know, not a rare game to pick up, but I don't usually see one sort of like that. And I've got the box SNES games which you don't see very often either. So really infuriating, really infuriating. I'd made plans anyway, so I thought I ain't going to do that. Right, so what did I get then? A couple of Wii games. Very pleased to get these, because there's one game which I didn't think I'd get in the state I've got it in, which makes sense in a second, and one game which I've never seen before, which is brilliant, because I'm always into that, and that's the first one I'm going to start with. And this is a mouthful and a half. This is Score International Barja 1000 World Championship Off-Road Racing. There we go. Now, I've never seen that before, and it was sort of one of my pet peeves. It wasn't sort of as it should have been in CX on the shelf in the right place. It was actually under the W's. For World Championship, perhaps. I don't know. But it's some racing game. And, you know, I've said before, there aren't a huge amount of racing games on the Wii. So this was actually a bit of a bonus to find this one. And it doesn't get any better. Not my words, but the words of Sal Fish, President and CEO of Score International. And there's commendation enough, isn't it, really? Experience white-knuckle action in wheel-to-wheel racing over the most gruelling and treacherous terrain on Earth. This is not for the faint of heart. Well, we shall see about that. But, yes, I've never heard of that before. It's from Activision, and it was £2. So I thought, well, I'll do, won't it? So that's another one on the list. But, yeah, never seen that one before. Very pleased to get that. Now, this one I got, also a Wii game. I never thought I would get to see it as complete as this. Now, you're probably going to go, like you usually do when I show these Wii games off. If I'll get this out of the way first of all. It's my birthday. There we go. Now, you'll notice this is the box version. So you can see what I'm getting at. There's a little thing at the top here. It says a party in a box. Again, that's debatable. Includes birthday banners, special birthday crown. They know me, I like my hats. Colouring sheets, invites and thank you cards. Now, I've only ever seen this game loose before. So I was quite surprised to see. So what we've got the game. I'll just show you the game very, very quickly. It is practically a party game, but the disc looks like it's been used, because this is a CX I go to where they don't usually do a good job on the disc. They don't particularly care what sort of condition they come in sometimes, but it's just basically sort of like a party games. But we've got this inside, which is all rather exciting, and I'm pretty sure. So we've got the birthday crown, which hasn't been touched. I'm not putting it on. We've got... Now, it says here there should be invites and thank you cards. Well, I've got an invite. Okay. And I've got a thank you. So I'm guessing that these are those. Now, I ain't quite sure if these are the ones they're talking about. I'm hoping they are, but it might be the case it's actually proper cards, which I haven't got. They may have used them. It also says quite interesting. You're invited to, and it says, and don't forget to bring your Wii remote. Sounds like the sort of parties I always have to go to when, you can only come to this party if you've got certain things that you have. Or you can only come around my house and play on this game if you buy your own controller. Yes, that did happen. Got some colouring sheets. There we go. You probably can see. There we go. Colouring sheets. And I've also got the banners, which are there as well. So, hopefully, there isn't too much missing out of that. But it does look like it's been used. So, it's about as complete as I've ever seen it. Because you only ever usually find copies of this, just the game loose. You don't see the one with the box. I'm pretty sure you can get them off eBay for about £7. But for £2.50, which is what this cost me, I'll take that. Because I didn't think I'd ever get it. I'm not going to be paying £7 unless it's like absolutely freaking desperate to pick that up. But there we go. It's my birthday soon. I might use that. But I don't have any friends. It's rather a bit of a waste, really. Be sending stuff out in the post to myself to invite myself to my own party. How silly. So that was that weekend. And then yesterday, which was Saturday the 26th, I had the great pleasure of meeting up with RetroKit once again. John, because he lives reasonably close to me. And we went up to a shop in Brierley Hill called Old Skool Gaming, run by a friend of his called Richard. Richard probably won't be watching, but if you're watching, Richard, thank you very much indeed for yesterday. It was a great pleasure to meet you. And little shop. I mean, we saw the vintage vintage gamer video. That was quite a small shop. This is even smaller than that. It's probably... I say the pantry's a bit smaller than that, to be honest. It's not quite pantry size, but it's not much bigger. But you've got a fantastic selection of gaming there. Every single system you can imagine. Proper retro stuff, modern stuff, consoles, cartridges, boxes, discs, stuff in cabinets, which is expensive. He's got an incredibly expensive game in there as well, which he was showing us. I won't say what it is, but yeah, I mean it was insanely expensive. He's got some really nice sort of stuff in there, and again, the sort of place where you can walk in and they will do you a good deal, which is nice. And I think I may have got extra special preferential treatment because I was a new customer. I don't know, but we'll have to see. RetroKit picked up a fantastic boxed item as well, which I won't spoil it for in case you put it in the video, but I didn't tell you at the time, John, but I tell you, if you hadn't taken that price, I'd have jumped in an eddy, mate. I'd have nipped that one off there. You'll have to watch RetroKit's video if he does one about that. But yeah, one of those moments where I'm sort of sitting there thinking, standing there thinking, if you don't take that, I'm gonna bite his hand off. Sadly, he took it. Anyway, so what we get? Well, a few bits and pieces. Got a lot of Wii games in there, but I got them all, and some Xbox stuff which I wasn't really feeling. That's something Xbox, Wii, and then retro stuff. So I got some retro stuff, but I also managed to pick up a modern game. Oh, a modern game on the Retro Bear channel. Well, what on earth is going on? Now I was talking to Mrs. Bear before we went out, and she was sort of saying, "Oh, try and find a game that might be interesting." She enjoys her exploration games. She's played a lot of Fallout 3 and 4 over the years. She's played Elite years and years ago when she was a puppy. So I thought, well, this sounds like a good sort of game. And to be honest with you, I've had this game recommended. You'll know I am. You are when I show the game. And I think, in a way, it's a sort of game I might like to play as well. Now, he had got in the collector's edition, which was a bit battered, and I thought, I'm not paying an extra £10 just for a steel box and a battered cardboard box for it. So, for the printed sum of £10, picked up No Man's Sky on the PS4. We have shown PS4 games off on this channel before, don't worry. But I thought that was a good price. I think CX sold it for 15, so I got a good deal on that one. And again, a game I know very little about, because it's a modern game. I don't usually play modern games, but this is sort of embarking on an epic voyage to the centre of a boundless universe where entire galaxies lie waiting to be discovered. So I'm thinking that's the sort of game that she enjoys playing. She likes to get immersed in these sort of things, and she just something she can sort of put some time into. But yeah, I thought that was quite good. And she ain't going to play it. I'll have a go. I dare say I have to wait 3 days for all the patches and updates and loading to go into it. But yeah, so I thought for a tenner, I thought that wasn't too bad. What do we get then after that? For a £5, got some Master System game. And because I said start this year, Master System stuff up there we can't say, that I wanted to get more Master System stuff, and I've bought a hell of a lot of Master System stuff this year. Probably the one retro system I picked an awful lot from. I had some from Vintage Game, I've had some from CEX. I did a roulette of CEX. I actually travelled to a CEX probably about 25 miles away to go and pick up some Master System stuff. I bought some stuff at the pawnbrokers, I think, at the end of last year before Christmas. So a lot of Master System stuff in the last 12 months. This one, you're going to go, but it's Joe Montana Football. Now, significant fact is that when this came out on the Mega Drive, it was called Sports Talk Football, because you had some sort of computer speak commentary with it. Also, in fact, anybody who knows me, and I'm American football, it's Joe Montana. I used to be a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers when I was growing up, and was a quarterback at the team I was watching at the time. So, yeah, I know it's not particularly exciting game to pick up, but nice condition manual and cartridge inside, all complete, and also a sticker, they say at one point. That was $29.99. And now it's $19.99, but they did me this for a £5. Again, hangers in place. No Sega sticker, sadly. But, you can't have everything. But yeah, nice clean copy of the game. I watched it a bit last night. It reminds me a little bit of 4th and Inches. Anyone who played 4th and Inches on the 64 or the Amiga, a little bit like that. Basic American football game. I don't think it's going to get a lot of play, but it's a sort of game that didn't have a lot of Master System. About 5 Master System games, and I think I've got the 2 that I wanted. So that's it. The second one that I got, and I paid a tenner for this, but thrilled, because I've only got an updated version. I can't remember if I've got this on the Commodore 64 or not. I'm pretty sure I have, because it came out on the... Was it re-released on the Kicks label? I'm pretty sure I've got a copy of this. Anyway, stop waffling on. Play it in the arcade many, many times. It's Outrun. The 2 mega cartridge. There we go, the 2 mega cartridge of Outrun. Twice the mega power. And it's got the Sega sticker on the front, which is great. I'm talking about that bit there. There we go. Hanger in place, which is always nice. I'm getting more and more picky about this. Case has got a little bit of a crack at the top, we noticed, when I got home. But I ain't too worried about that. Manual could probably do with a bit of an iron. Whoops, better swap that round, or I'll be getting letters. There we go. So there's the cartridge. Manual's not in bad condition. But like I said, I haven't got a proper version of Outrunners to my knowledge. Yeah. Definitely got a little bit of a broken case on that one, a little bit of a duff clasp, but that's fine. A bit of glue might sort that out, and there's the back of it there. So Outrun, if you don't know Outrun, Jesus Christ, what you're doing here. Classic arcade game from the mid-1980s, which then developed into a range of, shall we say, slightly ropey conversions of the home system. And it wasn't until we sort of got to the PlayStation 2 where we were able to sort of get, although was there a Saturn version of it possibly? And one of the Sega Ages compilations. It wasn't until we got to that mid-90s era we actually sort of got a proper sort of as close to possible arcade conversion that was suited to the home market, not something that was just cobbled onto a computer for the sake of selling it. So that was a tenner. Now onto the Mega Drive. 15 quid this was. I know. What's happened to the Retro Bear? No, it's just not. Circumstances haven't changed. It's just like I said. This you know, up until yesterday, I'd spent £4.50 this month on games. £4.50. So if I'm spending a few quid here, then that sort of makes up for the sorting it out anyway, doesn't it? If I do that, it's fine. It's fine. Still keeping to my budget. That brings me in this month at less than 60 quid. So it's less than £15 a weekend. So that's about right. Anyway, Mega Drive game. Game I nearly bought loose last year. And I thought, no, I'll wait for a box copy. So for 15 quid, it's Batman. Now I've already got that. Again, not realising this is by Sunsoft, who did the NES Batman as well, which I picked up last year, I think it was. Again, everything's there, manual and the cartridge. Cartridge looks good. Manual's a little bit dog-eared, but yeah, looks really good, that one. Had a bit of a watch the playthrough last night. I was a little disappointed with some of the gameplay. It's in a bit sort of kick punch, not very interesting, but I only watched about 10 minutes worth, so I can see they're all completely looking as a driving level by the looks of it, and Batwing level by the looks of it as well. So it looks like there's some sort of difference. It follows the film as well. Really nice digitisation on some of the at the start up, telling you the story, what's happened, and you got Michael Keaton as Batman, Jack Nicholson as the Joker, you got Kim Basinger as Vicky Vale, Jerry Hall before she started banging Rupert Murdoch. She was in that as well. I never classed her as an actress anyway. But yeah, so Batman. Massive fan of the Batman games on the computers anyway, especially the Amiga version. So yeah, those four there, that took me to 40 quid. And we were talking about sort of box stuff, and I said, "Oh, have you got any sort of like box?" Because I talked to RetroKit, and he said, "I ain't got a box SNES game in my collection." I said, "You haven't got a box SNES game in your collection?" I said, "I've got five. I've got five." So I think he addressed that situation. In the meantime, I added two more, because I said to the guy behind the counter, I said, "Look, have you got any sort of like cheap SNES stuff?" And he says, "Well, what do you class as cheap?" And without missing a beat, RetroKit goes, "Oh yeah, you ain't gonna have any for a quid." And I was like, times have changed. I said, "Well, I don't know, £5, something like that. Any box games for £5." So he did me these two at £5 each. One's missing the manual, the other one's missing the inlay. So, but I am fussed about that really. Box SNES game for a £5. And I had this on good authority that this was actually quite a good game. Although I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure if I love it or not. I'll have to say. This is Kevin Keegan's Player Manager on the Super Nintendo. Now I'm not going to take it out because the box is a bit bashed on this one, so you can see why he's done it for a £5. It does have the inlay, but no manual. And there's the back of the box. Now I think, because this is from Amco, as you can see there, this may possibly be a loose interpretation of the Amiga Classic, a game I played so much. But having seen the gameplay on this, I ain't quite sure whether this is going to be quite the same, because it looks like it's a combination of kick-off, sensible soccer, and goal. What have you got? 1 or 2 player action, 3 management skill levels, 3 division league and 2 cup competitions, 47 managers actively managing their clubs under the same pressures as you. Transfer market, physio, scouts, promotions, relegation battles. Interesting to see how that will play on the Super Nintendo. I'll probably give the box a good iron, but I'd say for a £5, I ain't bothered about that. He tried to sell me Striker, I've already got Striker loose. And I don't like Striker anyway. I thought, I'm not spending £5 on a game I don't really like. Whereas I do have history with Kick-Off. And you can see there at the top there, from the producer to Kick-Off. But of course, I think by that time this game came out, Dino Dini, who worked on Player Manager, may have already bolted to Virgin to make goal. I don't know. And we're going through some other games. Just like I said, he offered me Striker for a £5. I said, well, I've already got that one. I don't want that one. And he said, well, what about cricket? Do you like cricket? I said, oh, yeah. And he said, yeah, I'll do you this one. So, Super International Cricket, which is, it's a game I've played on emulation. It's terrible. It's a horrible game, but I love it. I don't know why. It's one of those stupid games I don't particularly enjoy. I say that, just think it's a terrible game, but I just can't stop playing it. Now this one does come, unfortunately, without the inlay, but it does have the manual. And there's the manual. Show you that. And the cartridge in there. No inlay. He's done me that for a £5 as well. I think you can get complete copies off eBay for about complete used copies for about a £5 anyway. So I ain't too fussed about that. That's a bit of cardboard inside. So yeah, £4.50 the weekend before, and then all that there for another £50. Yeah, the pickups are getting fewer and far between. But they get more and more expensive. But that's it. I don't mind that. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to collect proper. I probably bought more stuff like that in the last 12 months. I've added games to my NES collection, my Mega Drive collection, my Super Nintendo collection, my Master System collection. There's 4 different, sort of the oldest systems I'm collecting for, and I've added games for them this year, which I hadn't done for, some years I may not have added any at all, which is great. You even had some Saturn games in, but wouldn't touch them with a barge pole. But yeah, so I'm really happy with those pickups. That's good. And we got a couple more games to the Wii collection. We've got PS4 game. We've got some more stuff from me retro. Very happy with that. And I think we've got, 8 games? 1, 2, 3. 8 games, £54. What's that? £7 a game. I think that's not bad. It's not bad. When you got some nice box stuff in there, okay, 2 of the games ain't got them. One ain't got the inlay, one ain't got the manual. Box SNES going for a £5. I'm being told at the moment that's impossible. So some of the prices are through. Like I said, he has some fantastic games. If ever in Brierley Hill in the West Midlands, Old Skool Gaming, you'll have to check when he's open, because I understand he doesn't open all the time. Because I've been 3 times before on 3 separate occasions. Every time I've gone up to Brierley Hill, he's been shut. And believe me, there isn't anything else in Brierley Hill worth going for. But this was definitely worth it. So thanks to Richard at Old Skool Gaming. Thanks to RetroKit for the recommendation. I'm sure we'll go back there again. I think Eddie's coming down again, so they may be going to have another look at the shop. I don't know. That's it though. In the meantime, I'm done. I've got another one of these to do about something completely different. Whether it will go out before this video or after that one, I don't know. In the meantime, if you have enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell for when more videos go up. Don't forget the shout outs, which I'll pop links to the channels in the description below. And look out for some further videos. What Desert Island games we've got barely played. I've got a VR coming up as well soon. A video response to go out as well, so that'll be quite fun. But in the meantime, this is the Retro Bear saying thank you very much indeed for watching. Do take care, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.